am in real estate. I call homeowners. I circle prospect. Spoke to somebody about 5 months ago, and then they just texted me saying, "Hey, we're thinking about selling," because they did want to sell, but then they kind of like had other things going on and paused. And I was like, I'm just going to stay in touch with them. And that was funny because my husband said, well, maybe they're just still thinking about it. How do you know? And then 30 minutes later, she said, bring the paperwork. We're going to sign. And it was hilarious because when I was there signing, the husband said, oh, so is this what you do? You just come over with your paperwork and people sign? And I said, yes, absolutely. It's like ABC 123, just sign here. So they're really the easiest listings to take when you circle prospect. There's absolutely no convincing whatsoever. And now I'm in a point, mind you, I've been doing real estate for a little over 4 years, have my own company now. But more importantly, I have been consistently cold calling in real estate, just these homeowners since September 6, 2023. In 2024, I made over 101. It was $101,000 to be exact. And this year, I want to say these last 2 months since January 1st, 2025, I'm losing track. It's like 10 listings already. I have 4 pendings. I'm taking another 3 next month because these homeowners are prepping their properties. And all of this is from circle prospecting. And I just want to say thank you to everyone who watches. So inspiring. I'm so happy when I get a comment from someone who says, oh my gosh, thank you so much. You inspired me to circle prospect. I'm like, yes, you can do it. It's not that hard. Just have fun, giggle, laugh, sometimes feel like the person you're talking to on the other end is a friend, a girlfriend, like a college friend, a longtime friend, like just to be a little bit nonchalant. So as I consistently call, I'm going to do that right now to show you. We're going to do it for an hour. I'm just going to pull up a neighborhood that I have. A lot of my neighborhoods generally consist of about 1,000 people. So it can take me a few days, if not maybe a week. If I'm like on the single line dialer, it's going to take me closer to a week and a half or 2. But if I triple line dial, then of course I'm going to burn through those numbers a lot faster. Let me see. I believe I was on this list. I'm just looking here. I called the gentleman last week, and he got my handwritten note card and called me on Tuesday and said, can you please come over? And I had the appointment today, but then he rescheduled for tomorrow. So I'm going to do that instead tomorrow. And he wants to sell his condo and buy a different condo in a different building that he wants to be in where his friends are. So cold calling can really get you some really fast results within months. And they're really good, high quality leads. So, I mean, I could probably just sell these to agents for like $2,000 a pop. Let's see. All right. Oh, I gotta calm down. I've been drowning in paperwork. Actually, I stayed up till midnight 2 nights in a row just doing contracts. And I have to say this one, so I'm just dialing, FYI. So I'm just talking to you while we wait. This one lead, I got the listing yesterday. We have photos for it Monday. Actually, I have a photo shoot tomorrow as well. They said, you might think we're crazy, but we just want to get out of this condo and get into a house. Can you help us lease a house? I'm like, yeah. I mean, mind you, I was at their condo doing the listing. They told me they want a house, rent a house. I showed them 3 this morning, and she just texted me 2 hours ago and said, I want to take the 3rd house. I'm like, okay, great. So I just sent him the paperwork, and our lease is here. It's $6,000. So we'll split that. So I'll get $3,000 from a lease. So I'm like, cool, I'll sell your property and I'll make $3,000 helping you rent a house. Social media is really great when you can connect with those that you spend plenty of time with. And yesterday they were commenting to me. They're like, "Oh my God, I see your cute little social media posts," because a lot of them are older. "Oh, we see your cute social media posts." And I have my videos on there too. They're like, "Gosh, you're really busy considering it's very dead." I'm like, "Yeah, well, I work really hard." And one of them in particular, her husband's a real estate attorney who does title, so does closings, and she commented to me. She goes, "He hasn't had a closing since last October." I'm like, "Oh, wow, that's interesting." She goes, "Yeah, but it looks like you're killing it." And I told her, I said, "Yeah, I actually opened up my own real estate company." She's like, "Good for you." Yeah, it's pretty cool. And I kind of feel like maybe that's why the couple that I did the listing yesterday, the paperwork for, they might have called me because this is the thing. Yes, we have Instagram. Yes, we have Facebook, but a lot of these lawyers, judges, police officers, divorce attorneys, attorneys in general, huge entrepreneurs, they're not going to be on Instagram. So yeah, have a LinkedIn. I've just started posting more on LinkedIn. I mean, I post in general, but I just started posting pictures and videos. I didn't know LinkedIn can take a really long form video, that the same ones that I do on my YouTube channel, which are my listing videos, like walkthrough. They vary from like 3 minutes to 11 minutes. Shh, Kiki. Um, and so I just did that on Monday. I posted a bunch. Okay. 2 contacts. Let's keep going. I think most agents would be like, "Oh my God, 2 contacts. It's not a lead." That's okay. Just keep calling. I promise you, you're going to fall, trip, stumble over someone who is thinking about selling. The nice thing with circle prospecting is you can really get a lot more conversations in than if you were to be calling FSBOs and expireds. I remember calling FSBOs and thinking I had a lead, and then they ended up selling with somebody else. And there were so many multiple reasons, and so many of them would list with a flat fee brokerage. And I'm like, how the hell am I supposed to compete with these flat fee companies? And I was just getting very frustrated. And believe it or not, my mentor told me, he's like, "Adela, if they're priced right and they even do flat fee, they're still going to sell. Maybe they'll just have to go a little bit lower on price. But if they're motivated and don't really want to pay commission, if they lower it enough, it will sell." I'm like, Great. And I want to say there was a gentleman, it was some kind of stat he had done in his own market. He had realized that he was losing listings to flat fees. And like 9 out of the 10 that would list with flat fee would sell on their own. I was like, shit, that sucks. That's a lot. But it's true. I remember door knocking because I was trying to avoid the phone, because I would get on the phone. I'd have all this adrenaline pumping through me. I wasn't sure if I could really make phone calls. And to just make sure I had some kind of contacts, I was hitting the pavement. I literally was trying to avoid the phone, that I was door knocking, and I door knocked for 3 months. I door knocked on 1,200 doors. And one gentleman, he was from Canada. He had his Rolls Royce in the driveway, and he apparently had like the 100-foot yacht with a crew. And he was a retired real estate broker, commercial broker out of Canada. And I spent an hour with him in his house and his wife. But long story short, that particular gentleman was so inspirational and gave me great motivation and words of wisdom. And he said, "Adela, do you know the secret to really making a lot of money in real estate?" And I said, "No, please tell me." He goes, "You have to call from the yellow pages." And I was like, "What the hell are you talking about?" Because he was older, but I do know what yellow pages are. I'm like, "What do you mean? Do I just call everyone?" He goes, "Yes." He goes, "There's actually a gentleman here in your market that already does that because he's my agent." But he told me, he's like, "That's how I was successful. And that's the fastest way." And I've always had that in the back of my head from him saying it, but I just did not know how to go about it. Now I understand what he meant. And it was literally circle prospecting. So I just used Mojo. I used their neighborhood search. My mentor was so amazing. He just told me, "Adela, just pay once, just pay $50. Pay the $50 once, export, because it does allow you to export up to 25,000 leads. I exported 24,000. Oh no, you are a voice problem. All right, there we go. Well, it does say that the mic is up and I do see that it's running. So I'm not sure. Maybe I don't know if you can hear me clearly. You really just kind of have to move fast with Mojo. So I just paid that $50 once and I have 24,000 people to call. I did not like the tonality in that. I just had to hang up. She was about to start asking me questions now. Sometimes if you're not in the right mindset to handle some objections, like if you have to hang up, that's what I do. Oh, energy is everything when it comes to cold calling. You cannot be argumentative. I have so much going on and I'm just like trying to stay in the zone of making cold calls. It can be very difficult. I mean, sometimes I feel like just tying myself to this chair. It is so tempting to just hit the eject button. Eject.
Please record your message.
Let's keep calling. Okay, I got this. I can do this. 20 minutes. Like this guy, he sounded like he was a little sleepy or something. So that's why I was like, hey, be soft. If they're soft, be soft. I don't necessarily match it the entire way, but you definitely want to do that on the introduction. So yeah, I mean, if you are thinking about circle prospecting, I highly recommend it. I mean, just give it a few months and little by little, it's going to come and it's amazing. Hello, Jerry.
I'm not available to take your call.
And it's amazing, the feedback. I mean, the calls I get, the texts I get of like inbound leads that I'm nurturing. And they're like, hey, Adela, I'm in town. Can you come by? Or, hey, we're going to be there next month. Can you come by? We'd love to meet you. Or sometimes they just want to meet me. Sometimes I tell them like, oh, I'm always in the neighborhood. They're like, do you think it'd be okay if you stop by? I'm like, yeah. And then even when I send them my handwritten note cards, like they'll text me like, hey, I got your handwritten note card. Or I'll reach out to them just to follow up and say, hey, did you happen to get my handwritten note card? And they're like, yeah, I got it. Thank you. Like they literally engage with you. The percentage of ghosting I get is it's very slim. FSBOs, expireds, withdrawn, canceled, whatever, they ghost. It's so hard to get them back on the phone again. And you just feel like you're chasing them and you have to be super aggressive. But with circle prospecting, it's definitely a two-way street, like two-way relationship. And they almost really appreciate the fact that you follow up, you do what you say, you provide them with value. So when it comes to listing, they for sure have huge confidence in me. So yeah, I mean, like this one I got listing yesterday, they just texted me and just signed on the spot. I didn't even have to ask them. I was just like, okay, let's start filling out the paperwork. They're like, okay, like nonchalant, just having conversations, just asking questions, calling random people, getting listings, making money, not getting yelled at as much. Like FSBOs and expireds and canceled. And I can say that because I did it from experience. I want to say I probably in my career have taken like 3 FSBOs and like 4 expireds. And that is over my 4-year career. So that's actually very, very small. At this point, I have taken a lot of listings from circle prospecting. Like FSBOs expireds is like a little ant size compared to circle. I think I'm sitting at about 10 listings since January 1st. And I have 2 to 3 more coming next month. So I'm like, oh my God, my goal was 20 this year. And if I'm already at like 13 by March, like that's insane. It'll be my biggest year. And it took about a year and a half before I really started getting leads to come in, primarily buyer leads. So thankfully, I have a good like 3 to 4 high quality buyer leads that have reached out and that I am currently working with. One is super close. They relocated from Texas. Their son found me on YouTube, and the son said, "Mom, Dad, call her." So I got them pre-approved. We actually put in 2 offers on homes. We lost out on them due to cash buyers. And we're going out again this weekend to look at more homes. And they're like, "Adela, we have to get a house under contract within the next 2 weeks. Like, enough is enough." So we're super aggressive. I have another girl from San Diego. She's in the process of getting her paperwork pre-approval all done. She comes in 2 weeks, mid-March to be exact, and she's already pinpointed a house that she liked. I did a video for her. I sent it to her. She was like, "Oh my God, it looks even better in the video. I can't wait to see it in person." Just asking certain questions and having a little bit of experience. And if you don't have experience, what I did for myself when I started is went to a lot of open houses every weekend. I think I did that for like 4 months, 5 months, unless I did it longer. And I was hitting up like 5 open houses because usually people do them for like 2-hour windows. So I had to strategically plan little groups like, okay, there's 5 houses here and I can hit them up at the same time, or, between like 1 and 3 or whatever they were. And then the next weekend I would hit certain ones that I really wanted to see, but they had, finished their open house. Um, and it really speaks volumes, especially on my listing presentations, when I was able to show comps and then be like, "Oh, I was in that house." What most people didn't see from the pictures is the bathroom, blah, 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 or the AC or the roof or this, that, whatever. So you actually start to be actually do start becoming familiar. I mean, what is the seller going to say? They've never been inside those houses, but you have. So then they really know, like, oh, she knows her stuff. So if you're new, you're kind of nervous, not sure how to talk about the market, go to as many open houses as you possibly can, ask questions to the agent, be familiar with the lingo. Edge about, I think I have 108 last time I counted. I have 108 good quality leads, all homeowners looking to sell at least within the next 2 to 3 years. Some are closer, some are in a couple months, some are closer to the end of this year, some are next year. And I'm just following up with all these people. So I do have some follow-ups to do later today as well.
Has been forwarded to an automatic voice message.
And circle prospecting has really made my business boom. I think at this point in time, it is February 27th. With all the business that I currently have written, I will surpass my 100,000 that I did last year. And maybe I can do 200 or more this year. In fact, I was talking to somebody in my inner circle and they're like, "Adela, you could easily be on track to make 400,000 this year." Fingers crossed. Just got to keep the momentum. I don't know how long it'll take me to get to 1 million, but I'm determined. This is the long game. Now that I own my own real estate company, and it's just me, myself, and I don't have an assistant. The only thing I do have is a transaction coordinator. And even though I've been bogged down with writing offers, negotiating contracts, she really takes it from contract to close, which helps me stay focused. I actually pay her $500. I have tried to have virtual assistants. I've tried having inside sales agents. The biggest problem is you end up wasting and spending so much time click next. And that's okay. People don't want to talk, then that's fine. It's those people where their what do you call it? Their ear perks up like, a realtor is calling me. I'm actually thinking about selling. Let me see what she has to say. So what was I saying? Transaction coordinator. I pay her $500. Yeah, the best thing you can do is just hire somebody who already knows what they're doing and you don't have to train them. It's like a plug and play. I listen to a lot of Audible books. The best ones being from Ben Hardy and Dan Sullivan. They have The Gap and the Gain, my favorite, 10x versus 2x, and Who Not How. Once I read and listened to Who Not How, it all made sense. I'm like, oh my God, I've been doing this all wrong this entire time. You're not supposed to hire someone and train them because then you end up firing them. What you need to do, hire someone who already knows what they're doing, that actually knows more than you, that kind of shows you, no, 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 Adela, this is how you're supposed to do it. And it's like, oh shit. So it is worth the premium, the payment, because if I end up doing 4 closings in 1 month, that's $2,000. But for 4 closings, that could easily be 30,000, end up being $30,000 for me. So I'm like, that's fine. Take your 2,000. I just netted 28,000 this month. And I'm happy to pay it because she completely takes a lot off my plate. So if you're looking to scale, I would highly recommend that. And the best part about that is you don't pay until you close. So you don't have to worry about chucking out money, because if you have a VA or ISA, you're paying them weekly or biweekly. And so if you're not having sales, oops, you're obviously going to freak out and be like, oh my God, I'm not even making any money, but you really only pay when you make money. So I highly recommend getting a transaction coordinator. I ended up asking around agents like, hey, do you have a transaction coordinator? Do you have a transaction coordinator? Do you have a transaction coordinator? And one of the gentlemen in my office at the time said, yes, I have one. She's super slammed and busy. I don't know if she's willing to take on any other clients. Maybe I can do an introduction. I was like, cool, thanks. And a day went by. I heard nothing. And I was like, okay, screw this. I don't need you to help me get in. So I actually Googled her, found her website. And then I remember it was late at night and I went through her website and there was like a submit contract. And I was like, I'm doing this. And I went on there and I submitted the contract. And then the next morning she called me and she goes, hi, I'm sorry. Do I know you? And I was like, no, I'm your new client. So I just kind of inserted myself. She was like, okay, welcome. Who recommended you? And I told her, and that's how I got her. And she's the best. Come to find out, she actually works with a lot of the big heavy hitters, top producers in my area. And I was like, oh my God, what a godsend. Thank goodness I asked around and I did my research and I found her and I got in. So if you don't know where to go for a transaction coordinator, just ask other agents. Maybe even if you go to open houses, those agents you work with, just ask them like, oh, just ask around, be like, oh, do you have a team? Do you have a transaction coordinator? Maybe they'll tell you, and just like do a mental note of the person's name and Google them and search them. So that's all I switch it up on the dialer. Sometimes I do single line dialer, triple line dialer, or just two. Two seems to be a sweet spot for me. All right, let's see. Come on. People, what is this? And if you happen to call on your own, I'd highly recommend finding other similar agents who cold call and see if you can get like on a virtual room. I prefer Google Meet. Google Meet is what I use. Oh no, I have to take this. I'm gonna log off. Make sure to subscribe, hit the like button.